parece que es un asunto importante el involucramiento de la Ciudad de México en los ensayos clínicos por COVID-19. Y para saber cómo transcurren estos ensayos, más adelante te digo, vamos a tener comunicación con Jessica Moguel. Ya está en la línea telefónica, ya está en comunicación en unos instantes. Ya sabes, ¿no? La comunicación, sobre todo en viernes, que por cierto ha sido un día muy complicado en la capital de la República en materia de tránsito. También te informo que si usted quiere ser uno de los 5,000 personas para esta prueba, te diremos adelante cómo lo podemos hacer. En México son 97,056 las muertes por COVID-19 luego de que el corte de ayer jueves reportara un incremento de 626 nuevos casos, de acuerdo con lo informado por la Secretaría de Salud. Asimismo, hay 570 fallecimientos sospechosos con posibilidad de resultado. Con respecto a los contagios, ya son 991,835 los casos acumulados confirmados de coronavirus por el registro de 5,658 nuevos infectados, al tiempo que los casos activos estimados son de 50,549. Sea como sea, y para no llenarte de tantos números, decirte que este fin de semana llegamos al primer millón de contagiados en México. Este fin de semana, hoy no creo, pero sí seguramente para mañana sábado, llegaremos al primer millón de contagiados de COVID-19 en nuestro país. Mientras tanto, la Ciudad de México registró ayer jueves 158 decesos relacionados con COVID-19, la cifra más alta desde mayo pasado, cuando fallecieron 191 en promedio a consecuencia de la enfermedad. Con estas 158 muertes del jueves, la capital del país acumula 15,997 que se han presentado a lo largo de toda la contingencia sanitaria. Por lo tanto, del 16 al 22 de noviembre, la Ciudad de México, es decir, toda la siguiente semana, seguiremos en semáforo naranja, pero con alerta. Así lo aclaró hoy la jefa de gobierno de la Ciudad de México, Claudia Sheinbaum. Anunció que va a endurecer algunas medidas. Es porque eso, a partir del día lunes, los gimnasios, clubes deportivos, boliches, cines, teatros, exposiciones, museos, acuarios, casinos van a cerrar sus puertas a las 7 de la tarde. Sin embargo, los restaurantes continuarán con el cierre a las 10 de la noche. Además de que instalarán más kioscos para realización de pruebas COVID-19, y de esta manera lo dio a conocer la jefa de gobierno.
Estamos esperando la autorización por parte de la Secretaría de Salud Federal para la autorización de pruebas que serían pruebas más rápidas, que son pruebas de antígeno, que nos han informado que el día de hoy podría salir la autorización, y estamos pues ahí buscando que la Secretaría de Salud del Gobierno de México las pueda aprobar lo más rápido posible.
Vamos a revisar las medidas que debemos aplicar todos y que se van a aplicar también a partir de esta semana que está por iniciar. Instalación de kioscos en zonas de mucho tránsito se van a implementar. También aplicarán de 5 a 10,000 pruebas rápidas diariamente, son las de antígenos. En el siguiente gráfico vamos a ver también las reglas en cuanto a los lugares de concentración. Bares, cantinas y antros deberán cerrar. No a las fiestas masivas, no insistas, no habrá fiestas. Restaurantes hasta las 10 de la noche y solamente con el 30% de su capacidad, con el 30% de aforo. Estamos a unos pasos de regresar al semáforo en rojo, regresar a semáforo.
Hey folks, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are catching us from. This is BNI Now, and I am your host, Rick Gutierrez. I am proud to be here today and be in the studios of NowMedia Radio. They are an amazing partner here with BNI and allowing us to do the show directly from their studios. So if you want to catch us live and see what kind of shenanigans we are up to today, you can catch us live at NowMediaRadio.com and or visit their YouTube video, NowMedia Radio YouTube video channel, so that you can catch us there live. So I want to congratulate the entire BNI organization. Right now we are having our global convention where we are recognizing so many area directors, regional directors, national directors all over the world that are having amazing experience with their BNI organizations, with their chapters, with their regions, growing, helping people, helping businesses stay in business, and growing their regions by just bringing the system, structure, and education that BNI has to offer to help as many people as possible. We are in the process also of restarting the world, BNI's initiative to help restart the world, restart the U.S., restart our local economies by having 3 things that BNI is doing to help our local communities and help our local businesses stay open and continue to stay open. So, for example, right now, throughout the last quarter of the year, BNI is waiving the application fee for all new members. We also have the hardship application for those members that have a renewal throughout this last quarter of the year that want to take advantage of that to extend their membership by 3 months. Okay. And then the other thing that BNI is doing, which I think is really, really special, is that they are giving a 1-year membership completely free to a nonprofit organization. And that is to every single chapter that we have around the world. So imagine the impact and what that ripple effect impact is going to be if we were to invite nonprofit organizations where they can get a free membership for the entire year, so that they can continue to do some amazing things with those nonprofit organizations. And that gives you a little bit an idea as to what's going on around BNI. But there is a little piece of recognition that I really want to congratulate 2 area directors that were recognized this morning at the BNI Gala Awards, and that is Ron Leonard, an area director for the Miami-Dade area, as well as Eva Diaz, area director for the Miami-Dade. And here's the reason why I want to recognize them. A year ago, the Miami-Dade region was in the position out of 186 regions. They were 180, 182. That's where they were last year. In 1 year's time, Ron and Eva had taken that region to be the top 3 position in the entire region. So congratulations to you guys, Eva and Ron. You guys are doing some amazing things, helping all kinds of business owners and business development individuals out there, bringing this system to them and growing your regions and taking them to be the top 3 in the entire U.S. So thank you so much for everything that you do. And now we're going to go into introducing our guests. We have amazing guests here with us today. And when I say guests, I mean BNI members. They're all BNI members, and this show is for them. Completely free. It's part of your membership now. You get to come onto the radio and talk about your business. We want to know all about your business, your products, your services, and give you not only additional local exposure, but national and international as we are reaching the entire world with this radio show. So I want to welcome Chip Ince with Live Home. Welcome to the show, Chip. Thank you for being here.
Thanks a lot for having me, Rick, and thank you to the very professional NowMedia team for their warm hospitality. It's a pleasure to be here today.
Well, it's our pleasure to have you, and yeah, absolutely. The NowMedia team is doing an amazing thing here, helping us. Jonathan, which is giving me the thumbs up behind the scenes there. He's the producer, so he does an amazing thing, keeping us on time and on track. So, but we want to talk to you. We want to know about you. The world wants to know about you, right? And not only you, but they want to know about your business, your products, and your services. So this is a time where you get to talk about your business. If you take in consideration that when you're in your chapter meeting, you probably have 30 to 60 seconds to do a commercial. Right now, we've got about 10 to 12 minutes to talk about your business. So tell us your commercial, a little bit more of an extended version, so that we can get your message out to everyone in the world.
Great. Thanks again, Rick. Well, my name is Chip Ince. I'm the area lead with Live Home here in Houston. Our company is the largest and the fastest growing care management and professional home care services company in the United States. We have offices from the Bay Area down to Orlando, up to Boston, and down to San Diego, and all major metropolitan areas in between. Our company provides, as I said, care management services, which is administered by a licensed social worker. She has her master's in social work and is also certified in gerontology as well. Melanie Becker, I like to call her our care traffic controller, oversees our outstanding caregivers that are carefully selected and are carefully vetted to make sure that we're putting the very best people out in the field that we possibly can. My best referral sources our folks in the financial community, the medical community, as well as the legal community. We also work with assisted living facilities, independent living facilities, hospitals, and memory care units throughout metropolitan Houston.
That is some amazing work that you guys do, because to be completely honest, as we all know, that is somebody that has a special heart that can do that job. It's not for everyone, right?
Absolutely.
It takes a certain individual with a certain amount of, more than anything, love, and have a big heart to be able to do what they do. So I want to know a little bit, or we want to know a little bit about Live Home. How long have you guys been in business, and how long have you guys been here in the Houston area doing this work? So, just give us a little bit more detail on that.
Sure. Actually, Live Home was founded back in the mid-'90s. We were the pioneer, actually, in care management and home care services.
Oh,
Today,
wow. Okay.
There are many companies that offer something similar to us, and I guess that's the sincerest form of flattery, is imitation, right?
Right.
But no, we were the pioneers in that, and the Houston office has been here for almost 20 years.
Okay. That, 20 years, that is a very long time, and still staying in business. So that is amazing. Now, you guys are off of West Alabama. That's the main office.
Actually,
right?
we've just recently moved.
Okay.
We're now off of Woodway Drive, 7670 Woodway Drive,
Okay.
Suite 210 here in Houston, very near the intersection of Voss and San Felipe.
Yeah, you guys are just right there in the heart of the Galleria.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about your staff. We know that it takes a certain individual to go and do this type of work, right? So what does Live Home do in order to have the right staff to go into, people's homes or family, let's say not necessarily the owner's home, but sometimes it's a family member where the elderly live with the family member. So you guys hire the right staff for every single type of situation, right?
Absolutely.
What is the process that you guys take in hiring the right staff?
Sure. Well, I learned a long time ago, Rick, that you can't soar like an eagle when you're surrounded by buzzards. And I'm so thankful for all of our caregivers. They are selfless in their delivery of superior service. We do, as I mentioned earlier, very carefully vet them. We exceed all of the requirements of state licensure as far as continuing education, both in the home as well as in assisted living and memory care units, to give families peace of mind. Our caregivers are trained to provide light meal preparation, light housekeeping. Transfers is something that people often overlook, moving from a wheelchair to the car or into the shower, for instance. So our caregivers are very adept at that. We do drug screening, criminal background checks, very thorough employment verifications, again, to make sure that we're hiring the very best of the best.
Absolutely, because you want to give that peace of mind to not only the one being cared for, but the family members of that person being cared for.
You can't put a price tag on that.
You can't put a price tag on that. And so one of the things that I just heard you mention is the level of education. You guys provide your healthcare providers with, education. So one particular topic that I'm curious about as to what type of education there is for this, because I'm not personally going through it, but I do have my mother who has developed, dementia. And so a caregiver going into a home with a patient that has developed dementia or has a severe case, depending on the stage, there's education that goes on how to treat or how to help an individual with that, right?
Absolutely. And just to kind of back up very quickly, Rick, the process for referrals, if someone were to come to us, Melanie Becker, our life care manager, would schedule an assessment with the client as well as with the family. So typically a 2-hour assessment that runs about $250, but for any BNI referrals that come our way, we're going to waive that assessment, and we'll do that as a complimentary service to our BNI friends and colleagues. But once that assessment takes place, Melanie puts together a customized plan of care in conjunction with the families to maintain or even improve the quality of life for the clients that we serve. We offer flexible stability, I call it. It could be a 4-hour shift one time. There's no long-term contract, no long-term commitment. It can be an ongoing 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, or 24/7, whatever the case might be, that best meets the needs of the client to give that family a break, especially for those families that are trying to provide the care on their own. And we see that most often.
Yeah. So the fee is being waived for all BNI members, all BNI referrals and families and colleagues. That is amazing. Not everybody
I'm happy to do that.
So that leads me to my next question is to Live Home. As we all know, in all of our professions, we know that there is hundreds, if not thousands, of people that do what we do professionally, right? So you answered part of my question is, how does Live Home stand out in comparison to many other providers? Well,
that's a great question, Rick, and I'm very proud to answer that on a number of different fronts. I really believe that we're and by that I mean in this day and age of COVID, which is obviously a game changer for the senior care industry, we are the only that I'm aware of home care company that offers our caregivers PTO and sick time. We want to completely alleviate the ethical dilemma that they face in the morning when they wake up with a sore throat, a fever, not feeling well, obviously getting sick with something, to then have that dilemma of, do I go to work and take care of Mrs. Jones and put food on my family's table, or do I stay home and get well and not make money? Right. We don't want that to be a problem for them. Mm-hmm. So we pay them PTO time. We're very proud of that. Our caregivers also have healthcare insurance. They have a 401k. It's the same benefits that I have, the same benefits my CEO has, because that's how important it is to us. So I really think that's a huge game changer. But something else that's very important is we have a self-funded program called the AROSA Grant Circle, which is a grant program for our caregivers that are impacted financially by the constraints of COVID. We do take care of COVID patients. We run to the fire, not away from it. But when they take care of a COVID patient, they're sidelined for 2 weeks. They can't work with anyone else for 14 days, and not until they test negative for C19. Right. During that time, obviously, that presents a financial hardship for them. So we give them a financial relief program that's not administered by Live Home, but by a third party, that they can get up to $1,000 as a grant. It's not a loan, it's a grant to help them out as a way of saying thank you for taking care of the sickest among us. Yeah,
so that is, there's nothing like taking care of your staff, right? Taking care of your staff, it's one of the crucial things for business, right? And you are correct. There are many other companies out there that do not do that for their staff. And so you guys taking care of your staff is happy. They're happy to go to work. They're happy to go do their job and know that they have a company that they can feel proud, to be a part of, right?
Absolutely.
So thank you for doing that. And thank you for, taking care of your staff, because not everybody else does it. All right. So this is the time where you get to talk about your chapter. Tell me a little bit about Winner Circle. I know that we had Elias Cami here a couple of weeks ago, so he did amazing. He told us a little bit about Winner Circle, but I'm pretty sure you've got your take on Winner Circle, so tell us all about it.
Well, thanks again, Rick, for having me. And the Winner Circle Galleria meets when we meet in person. We meet at the Lifetime Fitness Tennis Center located in Galleria 2. We meet on Wednesday mornings at 7 a.m., 7 to 8:30. We end the meeting right on time. I'm proud to be the vice president this year with the chapter, with a goal of growing our membership. And we would encourage not only BNI members, but anyone that's interested in taking a look at BNI to join us on December 2nd, which is our Visitors Day.
Oh, nice. Okay.
We've already got folks lining up, and we're real excited about showing what BNI has to offer, and particularly Winner Circle.
Absolutely. So thank you for being the vice president, the part of the leadership team this year. I was once a vice president, so I know the work that it takes. So thank you for doing that. But, visitors, not visitors, our viewers want to know, how can we get an invitation to your chapter meeting? So where can they find that invitation?
Sure. If you go to the regional website, BNI Houston, do a chapter lookup, we'll be at the bottom, close to the bottom for Winner Circle. Right. And there'll be a link on there that you can you can click on to visit.
Yep. As a matter of fact, we've got the website up right now.
There it is.
There is a little button on the right-hand side there that says "Visit this chapter," and you get to register there to visit the chapter, and then the vice president, president, or visitor host will send you the link for their Zoom meeting. So they're an amazing chapter. So we also want to know how can our viewers get a hold of you to set up a consultation or an appointment for Live Home? How can we get a hold of you?
Sure, Rick. I want to encourage, if anyone listening is struggling in any way with what to do with mom or dad, or perhaps you have a client that you're working with on a guardianship basis or something of the sort and just aren't sure about something, I want to encourage you to give me a call. I'm more than happy to visit with you. I don't have all of the answers, but I know a lot of people that do have a lot of the answers. Again, my name is Chip Entz, and I can be reached, my office number, 713-622-6200, or you can reach me on my cell phone. I'm like 7-Eleven. I'm open 24/7. That number is 832-439-3990, and my email address is centz@livehome.com.
Awesome, Chip. Thank you so much for being on the show. We truly appreciate you taking the time and telling us all about your business. I learned a couple of things,
cool.
and I'm sure that everyone else watching and listening have also learned a few things. So thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you.
Great. Thanks,
folks.
Rick.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
COVID-19 transformed the way we do business. Now more than ever, fast lead generation and customer retention will determine if a business survives or not. The NowMedia video business card is designed to be sent using your smartphone. It's the next generation business card that will open the door for you while keeping social distancing. The NowMedia video business card is affordable for anyone from startups to multinational companies and is already being used by hundreds of businesses. Stay open, stay in business. Call us today.
Do you want to experience the ease and convenience of the latest and most advanced home security system? Are you going away on vacation and want to have peace of mind while you're not at your home or at your office? According to the FBI, a robbery occurs every 13 seconds, and homes and businesses without a security system are 300% more likely to be burglarized. Hawk Security provides security solutions to residential and small businesses in the state of Texas and from California to Georgia, building a custom-tailored security setup that matches your needs. Whether it is home security, fire and carbon monoxide detection, flood detection, connected senior care, managed video surveillance solutions, alarm monitoring, and life safety. In addition to fire and carbon monoxide detection, Hawk Security has a smart home and business integration, expanding security services to a lifestyle solution, keeping customers connected to their home and businesses from anywhere in the world, from their tablet or mobile device, so you can have peace of mind even if you're not at home or in your office. Reduce your energy cost, scheduling automatic changes in thermostats or lighting. And because we rely on our heroes every single day, Hawk Security offers security services discounts to military personnel, veterans, first responders, educators, and hospital personnel. Our mission is to keep our clients safe, treat them like family, and provide them with a user-friendly security system with personalized customer service 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For integrity, honesty, passion, and excellent customer service, take a strong step today toward getting protected and call Rosanna Torres at 832-863-8574, because every home and business is unique and every security system should be unique too.
Now, more than ever, having accurate and up-to-date bookkeeping is crucial for tax and operating cost optimization. Additionally, having a reliable outside bookkeeping company ensures your books are done correctly, and there is no need for the cost of a full-time accountant. RSM Bookkeeping and Tax Services, founded by veteran Ron Maldonado, can provide different bookkeeping packages to fit your company's needs. Assist with the installation of onboarding of QuickBooks, review your books for tax preparation, assist with the creation and registration of your company and obtaining your company's EIN number with the IRS, tax services for individuals and businesses, for sales and use tax certificates, filing franchise and sales tax reports. Take a decisive step, call Ron Maldonado at 281-610-7039 and let RSM Bookkeeping and Tax Services be a part of your success.
Hey folks, we are back. This is BNI Now, and my name is Rick Gutierrez. I am your host, and I apologize, I just hit this thing right here. But anyways, we just talked to Chip Entz with Live Home. I want to appreciate him. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. And we now have our second guest, our second BNI member to be on the show. And this is not only the first or second, but I think a 3-time repeat offender, I guess if you can say, you can call it that. Some of us that we're good friends, we call him Mr. GQ just because he's that ridiculously good looking. There should be a law against being so ridiculously good looking. But I want to welcome Mr. Alberto Diaz-Wild back to the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for the invitation and the compliment too.
Yeah, no worries. We've had a lot of great comments after the last show, so it was only proper to, give credit where credit is due. When people are ridiculous good looking, then we need to let them know. So thank you for being here again. I know that we have an interesting conversation, but before we go into the conversation, this is where you get to tell our viewers and listeners all about you, your company, your products, your services. Every time that you're in a chapter meetings, there is a 30 to 60 second commercial. Mm-hmm. Right now you got more time, because we got about 10, 12 minutes to talk about your business. So give us your commercial, a little bit more of an extended version of it.
Sure. I mean, my company is DW Analytics. We specialize in investment analysis and investment management. And how we differentiate with other institutions is pretty much we are like the right hand of our clients. We not only manage their money, if not their objectives, specifically their objective, mm-hmm. and the risk profile, to then make recommendation in their entire life, like a financial life. Mm-hmm. For then, in the second step, actually optimize all the different assets that they have in their portfolio. Because people think that their portfolio is just their investment. Actually, mm-hmm. it's not. It's their home, because it's real estate.
Right.
Is there like a retirement or 401k, mm-hmm. or the investments, and other type of their business, and all of the things have to be optimized. For then, in the last step, actually create a strategy, an investment strategy, and actually execute it. And then we help them with all these 3 steps. And then even with other type of financial decision, then that's how we pretty much differentiate for other institutions, mm-hmm. To actually, we always with our clients in all their financial needs.
It's interesting because as you can imagine, as I'm listening to you, everything that you just mentioned, I imagine that right now a lot of people must be on the fence or mm-hmm. on alert, I guess, if you can say that, because we just had our recent elections, right? Mm-hmm. So where one of the parties does not want to concede to the winner or whatever the case may be. But what I wanted to talk to you about today was in regards to the elections, how has that affected your clients bottom line? Has that been an impact, whether in a good way or in a bad way, or how has your company been able to help your clients bounce back if it has been negatively?
Well, actually, how I manage my clients is because we follow this step that we talk about it already. Then they understand their strategy. They understand why they are investing in each asset. Mm-hmm. Then when all these events of volatility event happen, that they always happen, it's elections, like earthquakes or whatever, mm-hmm. hurricanes happen, they understand why they are investing in those assets. They don't make decisions according to those events. They actually follow their strategy.
Okay.
But how this affect in the entire market, not particularly my clients, is people as afraid. When people is afraid, what they do, they actually took conservative positions. And we saw it in the index and all the financial indexes before the elections, mm-hmm. that they were super conservative, actually the S&P 500 went down, as well as the Dow Jones, etc. But what happened? The election was called to Biden, and in the same weekend, the Pfizer vaccine was announced. Then you could understand, like, of course, people start to pour in again to the market, you know. And then, even though that President Trump hasn't accepted the election, actually, the financial markets already, there is no impact for that, you know. They know that he will have to actually accept the
eventually at one day.
And then actually, if you see the market, is no impact for that actually decision yet.
Okay. Well, that is good to know, because not everybody is well aware. And as you can imagine, there are people, like you mentioned, that put all of their investments into, let's say, one basket. A lot of people, not most, but a lot of people do. And they think that that's all their investment, right? So when events, you know, like this happen, it could impact them in a negative way. So when you are helping your clients, and you know, giving them strategies on how to allocate, you know, their funds, their money, what is the tools that you use aside from meeting with them and seeing what their what their end goal is, what they want to reach, the goals that they want to reach, but what do you do aside from doing an assessment for them? What kind of tools can your clients count on that you can stand out versus everyone else that does or is in the same industry as you?
Of course, and as I already mentioned, I really focus in the first step, that is the analysis, and for that end, I have I believe that is the best tool in the market that actually help me to analyze every single variable in the life of the customer mathematically and make projections of that life. Then actually the client can see the impact, mathematical impact of every single decision that they're gonna make. That will tell you they go really confident to invest when they have those type of tools, because it's something that I have to tell the people that is listening to us, is that it's not about like the genius investors that we see in the TV.
Okay.
Those investors has one, an entire team behind them, and two, the most sophisticated tools in the market.
Gotcha.
And that's what gives you an edge when you go to invest. Actually make your homework, what we call it, make your homework, analyze your situation, put the objectives, and be disciplined on your strategy.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was alluding to as far as the tools and the resources and the team that sets, DW Analytics apart from, as you know, that there's hundreds of thousands of people that do what we do, right, for a business as a profession. So those top-notch or, the latest tools that there are out there, what do you guys use to help your clients?
And that's a really good question, because that's one of the main objectives of my company. I saw that there was a gap in the financial industry, that these like sophisticated tools were just for large investors, and that wasn't filtered out to the common people,
right.
Like people like us, like a small investor, or we have our own company, but we are not like have 100 millions in our pocket,
Right.
And that's what been one of my main objectives: bring those tools and of course the knowledge of those guys, those investors, to the common people. I have a really well-known tool in the market called eMoney, and that's I think after my analysis that's the best tool. I'm making an advertising for him right now, but
Yeah.
I think it's the best tool in the market, and that's why I give to my customers, at least for the first analysis. After we have the recommendation, of course, I create my own. I'm a physics major, and then I'm really, really like a fan of mathematics.
Yeah.
Then
So you break it down.
I build my own risk analysis tools to actually execute that strategy that we talk when we are already in the third step. When you are investing, executing, I already have my own tools.
Yeah.
Apart of the ones in the market, but I love that. Actually, my company was created first thinking in risk management for companies. That's why I'm a commodity trading advisor as well, and I have access to really like a more sophisticated or complex products. But all the base of my company was created on that, and then as another service, I create the wealth management for like I want to call it like the middle investor,
Okay.
not the big pockets investor, the guys like They have the 401k, they have some savings, they have already a house, their own house, they are paying it, mortgage. All those clients are, I think, mishandled at this moment,
right,
by institutions.
So to give you an idea as to my perspective as to someone that helps people like you and I invest our money and whatnot. There was a time a while back that I went into a financial advisor's office, and he invited me up to the third floor to his office, and on his desk there was like 3 or 4 monitors that were just monitoring, the markets, and everything. So for a lot of people, that is the perspective that they have, that people someone is watching their money almost on a 24/7, type of thing. So is that what goes on in your office? Is that what basically happens, or is there's different ways of going about, managing, money?
And I think that that happens, but that's the cherry of the cake. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what people think, that's actually the whole thing. And that's where there is a misunderstanding, Actually, where the value is on the financial advising side, is translating the people, the entire life to investments. That's the biggest value, And that is just face-to-face, understanding the client, understanding their fears, understanding their objectives, and translating that to, the monitor.
Yeah.
And between the monitor and the person is always tools, mathematical tools.
Yeah.
The thing is your money should be following graphs. Your money should be following the strategy and mathematics behind.
Yeah.
And that's why I think this is key. And that doesn't arrive to all the people.
Yeah. And that's good information. The reason why I asked you that question is because people have that wrong vision or that wrong perspective that what financial advisors actually do. There are so many people out there that rather spend their money on very short gratification, which means they spend their money on buying a car, buying a boat, buying jet skis, and buying all these toys because, to be completely honest, there's a lot of people that don't want to put their money in where they can't see it. Versus someone goes out to their garage and they just bought a boat, then they might see the boat that it's there, right? It's a physical thing. So,
and what is the tools come? Because the tools, the mathematical tool, help you to see that intangible, to see it in a number, to see it in a graph, to see it in your life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's the important thing of the tool, to show you that like the car is there. If you see the graph and how they're gonna grow your money and help you to achieve certain goals, that's the powerful of those tools.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of people, like I was mentioning, they don't know that, and that's why it's important for our viewers and listeners. If you have not talked to a financial advisor, right now is the time. Right now is the time to change your world, change your outcome of your 5 years, whoever you're going to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 30 years from now. Right now is the time.
And even you're like the people that your descendants, your sons, and your
your grandkids, what you're going to leave behind is the most important thing, right? Yeah. So tell us now. Thank you for explaining all of that. I mean, it's an amazing thing. There's a lot of people that don't know. So enlightening people is our goal here, right? So that we can get you the referrals. But right now we want to go into your chapter. Tell us about your chapter. And every single time I ask this question, everybody gets a big old smile on their face when they talk to you about their chapter. Which, why not, right? Everybody loves their chapter, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So tell us about your chapter. When do you guys meet, or the name of your chapter, and all that good stuff?
Sure. Our chapter is called Energy Corridor Latino. Our chapter is the second. Well, you were one of the founders,
right? And
then as the second Spanish-speaking chapter in the U.S. Then, for me, it's been an entire experience because, again, it's been seeing that community, the Latin community, show there, because there's business from all type of business, and you see how our community has grown in the city,
right?
And then you can see it plausible, And also have something that people don't talk too much is we are a reference for our chapters in Latin America. They sometimes come and visit us, and it's and they see how easy it is to make business in the U.S. and they get excited, and they want to be part of it.
Yeah.
Even though that they are in different countries.
We've BNI right now has got this entire thing about diversity, right? So we're building different cultures. We're bringing awareness about diversity around the world, and so one of the things that we've done here, launching Latino chapters in the city of Houston, it's actually been contagious because now, because of what we've done and what you've been a part of, what I've been a part of, is that now we have Latino chapters being built all across the U.S. Right, and it's an amazing thing to be those founders of something that started something so positive, to help the Hispanic community, bring this system, structure, and education that BNI has to many others, right? So your chapter, BNI Energy Corridor Latino, how can our viewers and listeners get an invitation to go visit your chapter?
Actually, they can go to BNI Houston, Houston Western.
BNIHouston.com.
Okay, and there you can find our chapter.
Yep.
And then just send in a quick email to our president, and then she's Karina Rodriguez. She's really welcome. Then she will help you out to send you all the link because now we meet for Zoom as anybody else.
Yeah.
But we normally meet on Wednesdays at 3 p.m.
Yep. So you guys are Wednesdays, 3 p.m., and we can get invited by going to BNIHouston.com, looking for the chapter directory, and look up Energy Corridor Latino, and they hit that little button that says visit this chapter, register there, and either Alberto or the president or the visitor host committee will send out an email with the link how you can join them on their meeting. Now, you don't necessarily have to speak Spanish to join the chapter, right?
No, not really. Again,
everybody's bilingual.
We are so welcome, and then we can speak Spanish, Chinese,
exactly.
English, to make you feel comfortable.
And we've actually had visitors from around the world visiting your chapter. So it's still the same 20-point BNI agenda, So if you know the 20-point agenda, and if it's Spanish, you can follow Energy Corridor Latino's agenda. And again, you don't have to speak Spanish. They're completely a very welcoming chapter, and they would love to have as many visitors as possible. Alberto, before we go into commercial, for all of our viewers and listeners, how can they get a hold of you to either send you a referral or wanted to hire you for your services?
Well, you can go to my webpage. It's www.dwanalytics.com. You can send us an email to info@dwanalytics.com, or just give us a call, 832-655-0126. And something, when you go with your financial advisor, I always recommend people to tell them, when they talk about how good they are, etc., tell them it's not about you, it's about me.
That's a very good tip, because a lot of people don't know that either.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for being on the show. We appreciate you coming back onto the show. It's always a pleasure to have you and talk about finances and your business as well. So we look forward to our next visit. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for the invitation, and I welcome all the calls to help the people in Houston.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, folks, that is Alberto Diaz-Weil with DW Analytics. We'll be right back with our next member and guest. Talk to you soon.
COVID-19 transformed the way we do business. Now more than ever, fast lead generation and customer retention will determine if a business survives or not. The NowMedia video business card is designed to be sent using your smartphone. It's the next generation business card that will open the door for you while keeping social distancing. The NowMedia video business card is affordable for anyone from startups to multinational companies and is already being used by hundreds of businesses. Stay open, stay in business. Call us today. Graphic design, banners, brochures, business cards, posters, any printing you need for your company's branding, Priority Printing SS is your solution. With more than 30 years of experience, Priority Printing SS has been the preferred solution for hundreds of companies for any printed materials. At Priority Printing SS, they believe in listening to you, bringing you creative ideas to effective results. Your printed materials talk about your company. Make sure they open the door for you. Trust your printed materials to the experts. Call Priority Printing SS at 713-575-9800 and let Priority Printing SS handle with ease all your printing needs.
Hi, I'm Karina Rodriguez, President of Exfinia Financial Services. Let me ask you a few questions. How prepared are you to reach your financial goals? To pay for your kids' education, to buy a house or start a business? Do you know how much money you will need for retirement? Do you have a plan that will allow you to live peacefully after retirement and later in life? Are you prepared to face unexpected situations, such as a chronic illness, an accident, or an untimely death? How will your family be protected? At Exfinia Financial Services, our mission is to help you answer these questions and to design a financial plan that covers all the areas that are relevant to your family or your business. Most importantly, a plan that gives you peace. Some of our services include a detailed assessment of your current financial situation, creating a plan for establishing an emergency fund and protection, debt management, tax optimization, as well as estate planning. Some of our financial strategies protect your capital against drops in the financial markets while benefiting when the market rises. We offer these services at no cost to you. Take control of your financial well-being. Contact us and we will be happy to assist you whether you live in the US or abroad, regardless of your migratory status. Let us be part of your financial success and stability.
Yeah. Hey, folks, we are back. We just had the pleasure of talking to Alberto Diaz-Wild, and now we have our next member guest here, and he is no stranger to BNI because he is very well known around town. He visits a lot of chapters, and I'm very happy to finally have here on the studio Mr. Nabil Sumro. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Rick. It's great to be here.
Yeah, so I know that we've been planning this for a little while now, and
Yes.
the day is finally here. So one of the things that we want to do, the reason why we do this show is to bring our members onto the show. This is part of your membership now. It's a benefit of your membership and no additional cost to you. Mm-hmm. It's basically free advertising, if you would, right?
Yeah,
when we began our membership with BNI, this was not available. So now this is just added. So it's actually free advertising and marketing for our business, right? So this is a time for you to shine. At your chapter, you usually have, 30 to 60 seconds to do your commercial, right? And sometimes that's not long enough, right?
Right.
And that's the reason why we're here. So
especially with the amount of stuff I do.
Exactly. So this is a time for you to give us an extended version of your commercial. Our viewers and listeners are right through that lens right over there. So tell us all about your business, your products, and your services so that we get to know what you do.
For sure. So I have a little company here in Houston, Texas called Red Cloud Tech, and we help clients with their technology infrastructure needs. Mm-hmm. So one thing I found out a long time ago was I had a natural gift for technology growing up. I went to University of Houston, got my MIS degree from there, and always loved technology, and have now owned my company for 9 years. And what we specialize in for the clients that we work with is we're your one-stop shop for IT. So whether you need voice over IP phone systems, you need networking done for your new office, and anything from even cabling, data ports, all the way to setting up complex network infrastructures from Cisco, who we are partners with, and we can also help deploy Dell servers, Lenovo servers, computers, PCs, along with also helping you set of video monitoring systems so you can keep an eye on your employees and make sure you're getting the most efficient use out of them, as well as protecting your business. And this year, with the help of BNI, we also met another company that did access control. So now we've added access control to our repertoire of services and products that we offer. And so again, Red Cloud Tech is your one-stop shop for all your technology infrastructure needs.
You know, I just recently went through a situation where instead of being a one-stop shop, and not necessarily for IT, this is another industry, but one of the things that is not very setting for the consumer is when a company does only one thing, and then they send you somewhere else to do something else, and then next thing you know, you're dealing with like 4 or 5 vendors because that one initial company does not do everything. So having you here and you telling us that it's a one-stop shop for all your IT needs, that is amazing. There's a lot of companies that don't do that, and so thank you for doing that. But tell me a little bit more about Red Cloud Tech. Where did that name come from? Where did it originate from? And how long have you been in business?
So we've been in business now for 9 years. Red Cloud, it originally started as Red Cloud IT Consulting right as I graduated from University of Houston in 2011. And in 2016, we incorporated and Red Cloud Tech was born. And Red Cloud Tech better signified a little bit of more of what we did. We manufacture our own line of products as well. We design and engineer them here in Texas, and we manufacture them in China. And we sell them directly to our customers here in Houston, and we also install them for our clients. It gives us a competitive advantage when it comes to technology, because we are always about 6 months ahead of the curve on our competitors that sell similar products here. But it gives us a distinct pricing advantage because we don't have a distributor model where we're selling our product to the distributor sells it to a reseller, the reseller sells it to someone like you. We sell it direct to you. So we're able to offer it to you at a great price, at technology that's usually ahead of the curve, and we're able to support it much better because we've designed and engineered it from the ground up. And by that, I'm talking about our video monitoring systems that we sell. We design and engineer them completely in-house. So that's kind of where it was in 2016, and we've just grown these businesses so much now, and access control seemed like a really good fit because of the different technologies that we offered. And so that's kind of where Red Cloud Tech is. And what we end up doing is we come into a project, we'll set up everything, and what to your point earlier about how it's a big benefit for customers. In technology, most of the times you hire a company because you can't do it yourself. Right. So, and what happens in technology 9 times out of 10 is they're afraid to take any liability. So if you have a guy, you contacted a phone company, you set up your phones, and the phones are not working, you call them up. They're going to say, hey, the phones are fine, your internet's a problem, call your IT guy. The IT guy comes and says, internet is working, you can go on Google, right? Well, then you're like the customer, you're like, where do I go? This guy says it's fine, this guy says it's fine. Working with someone like us, we've designed your whole internet infrastructure, so we know exactly how that operates. We implement your phone system, we know exactly how that operates. On top of that, we layer your computers, your PCs, your servers, and a video monitoring system. They all talk to each other one form or another. So when you call us, we're not gonna start passing around excuses, hey, call this guy, call that guy, because we're the guy. So if we can't fix it, pretty much nobody can. And that's, I think, the biggest value add that Red Cloud Tech as a company brings, is we are truly a one-stop shop, and we understand these technologies so innately because we design, engineer them. We know exactly how they operate. We don't necessarily have to go to training courses. We develop these technologies. And I think that's really a big thing that sets us apart from a lot of our competition.
Yeah, no, there's a situation that, again, another, little memory that I have. There's a lot of companies that think that because you can go onto your browser and type in the URL, google.com, and Google comes up, that means that they have internet, right? But you'll be able to tell me whether this is, if I'm right or wrong. When you type in google.com and that Google page comes up, does that necessarily mean that you have internet access?
I mean, you may have internet access, but it may not be efficient internet access. You may be paying Comcast or AT&T for a 1 gig connection. And when you're trying to watch maybe a YouTube video, it's stuttering, and you're like, I'm paying $500 a month for internet. Why is my YouTube video not working properly?
Right.
And it's because you don't have efficient networking in place. So no matter how much money you paid AT&T or Comcast, you would never have proper performance. And all of that times when we walk into clients, we get really surprised sometimes because we see the equipment that they're using, and we're like, we keep calling Comcast, they keep resetting the routers, not fixing it. I'm like, yes, because your whole infrastructure is really messed up.
Right.
And we fix your infrastructure, and then now all of a sudden they find out they can save a ton of money because they don't need that 1 gig service from Comcast because they're getting the full speed of their bandwidth. Using Cisco networking equipment that we partner with, they can actually go to a slower connection and have much more performance out of it and save some money along with it.
Yeah. So for all of those reasons, I mean, that's the reason why I happen to think that because you get the Google webpage,
Yep.
that doesn't necessarily mean that you have internet
Correct.
or that your actual device
Yep.
is getting internet. Because
Exactly.
if you go from that page to enter another URL,
Right.
it'll probably say no internet,
Right, not found.
not
Right.
found,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Especially if you've been to google.com or that URL before, even if your internet is acting a little wonky, it'll load up the page.
Right.
So you'll think it's working, but it's really not working.
Yeah, which is mind-boggling to a lot of us because we're figuring if the Google page is coming up, why isn't
Right.
everything else coming up?
Yeah, and for that reason, I think a lot of customers are scared to call IT companies because, the minute you call an IT person, like I've heard horror stories, like where literally they get off the phone for 10 minutes and they ask some basic questions. Next thing you know, they get a bill for $200 because it was a 10-minute phone conversation. So one thing I did starting very early on with my company is all our consultations are free. We only make any money if you sign an agreement with us and we're doing a project. Without that, we don't ever charge you $1, and we're very friendly when it comes to our clients and our relationships. We always want to make sure the customer gets a lot of value out of the relationship they have with us because that, for us, we believe that's part of customer service. Nickel and diming is never a way to grow a company, in my opinion, at least in this technology industry where we have so much competition. So for us, it's all about the relationship and the customer and making them the focal point. And making technology as simple as possible for them, because it takes anybody can make anything hard, but the true, I think, essence of being a good consultant is being able to take something complex and simplifying it and making it so other people can understand.
Yeah. So one of the things that I've talked to, or I asked this question to our other two guests, as you well know, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of people that do what we do professionally, right? Tell me a little bit about Red Cloud Tech, aside from being a one-stop shop. What sets you guys apart?
I think I think the biggest distinction is the fact that we manufacture our own technology.
Okay.
Most of our competitors, 99% of them, will just go buy off-the-shelf items and find ones that fit with the vision that you have. Whereas we truly take a more customized approach. And I think the best way to illustrate this is we recently worked with a client who had this grandiose vision. They had a law firm and they had 10,000 square feet of space, the second floor. And that client will swear by a camera system that if he can have efficiency through a camera system in his building, his employees' productivity goes up like good 20-30%. So with his vision was to install about 80 cameras on a 10,000 square foot space, 66 televisions in a 10,000 square foot space.
Wow.
100 phones went in the 10,000 square foot space.
Wow.
And that 66 televisions had a full video distribution system. There's nothing that exists off the shelf that could do what the vision he had, and the ability to flip channels. So what we delivered to him within a matter of almost 8 weeks was all 81 cameras installed at the whole office. You can see every nook and cranny of the office. 66 televisions installed at every corner of the office. You look up and there's a TV right next to you. And every TV has a remote control. You can flip between 6 channels and see different camera layouts. And the biggest problem he had with his attorneys, he had almost 50 attorneys, is finding them. And so he wanted to be able to find them anywhere. And calling is not a proper solution because sometimes they're not available or by their phone. So cameras was the only way. So we deployed this vision, and we were only able to offer this. And what made us unique when we went into the bidding process, we said yes, whereas all the companies said, we're not sure, maybe we can do it, we have to check if this is available. Our answer was yes, and we know these products and these services will work great. And it turns out everything worked out great, and we delivered the vision. So that, I think, is a unique, distinct thing that we bring to every project, is we deliver on your vision with a working solution. We never have ever walked away from a project and said we couldn't do it. 99% of our projects we take, we complete. We've never ever had a failed project with any client we've undertaken in 9 years.
So you deliver on your client's vision, and it's all customized.
It's all customized, yes.
Yeah, because I'm completely clueless when it comes to IT work, right? I can, somewhat relate it to a little bit what I know.
Right.
But this sounds to me like, let's say, for example, that you spend so much money on building this enormous, beautiful house, right?
Right.
With a great big theater system, right?
Correct.
And then you go to your local electronics store because you want to save money,
Yeah.
and you slap on this big theater room
Right.
a little 55-inch TV,
Yeah.
on the
Correct.
wall, and you
Yes.
think that that's your theater system,
Right.
right? So that's kind of like what I hear
Right.
that you're saying, where we should, if you're going to go to that extent of
Right.
having this big, vision for your business,
Yep.
don't go and buy off the shelf,
Correct.
type of things. You want to have something customized that is going to